What's going on? Welcome everybody to another episode of the House of Nerd Show. What's going on now? How you doing?
I'm fine. How are you?
Not too shabby. Not too shabby. Uh Another Sunday morning. The weather's actually decent up here in the Toronto area, so
Hmm.
I'm pretty happy about it. I feel like I'm gonna go for like a nice afternoon stroll
Is that
today.
right?
I
Hmm.
feel like it. I feel like it. I feel like it.
See, I
Uh,
don't go outside, so I couldn't tell you. I assume
yes.
it's raining like it is every day. So,
Mm, Seattle, right?
yeah.
Man, I don't know if I can move out there. Overcast all the time, raining. But hey, I see. Hey, listen, I wanna give a just a shout out to everybody in the live chats this morning. Coming, Inja, my girl Inja was here since like 10:30, man, just hanging out with us, chopping it
Hmm.
up. Her and Elle were just tag teaming, bullying me, picking on me as usual.
Hmm.
But we appreciate everybody who's coming through. We got Inja, we got Film Noir, my main man Juan. Gracias, thank you, bro. I appreciate you. And I see you guys had some bets whether I had gonna have the shades going on. This no shades. No shades. We've got we've got company this morning. I can't, you know. Aaron, thank you so much for coming through. Yeah, horror geek Mel is the lovely horror geek Mel. We got Sheena. Man, you guys are popping off this morning. Thank you so much. I think I saw Emmett in there. Thanks, bro. Um, hey, uh, ooh, I had a thought. But it just, hmm, okay.
Hmm.
Help me out here. What's going on? What do we have planned this morning?
Oh, I was like, oh, forehead
What do we
that's
got planned?
slippery today. Oh, we have a special guest. Some news. Did you want me to preview the news thing?
Hmm.
And then we have that was for Inja. You're
That
welcome.
guys, listen, that was unapproved by me. Unapproved. I had no part in that, man. You're embarrassing me in front of our friends again.
I
Uh,
think the friends demanded that, if we're gonna be
oh my
honest.
goodness. Wow. So my God, Leah, thank you so much for coming through. And listen, I wanna throw up J Rail's comment, Q's comment. Uh you guys need to check out Q's YouTube channel, man.
I believe she left 2 comments, and it's interesting you picked that one.
Did she?
Yeah.
I didn't see the other one. I didn't see that
Uh,
other one.
it's a no problem.
Yeah. Mm,
Mm.
mm, mm. But hey, listen, man, she's got like the best energy. I love watching her channel. Check it out. Give it a sub. Support this amazing community that we're a part of. Um, that's what it's about over here, right? Uh, hey, comics will break your heart. Thank you so much. Good morning. Appreciate you coming through, everybody, man. Wow. Uh, yes, we do have an.
You wanna do a live one
Oh
real
man.
quick, or
No, I can't do it live. You
okay.
can you can you can cue it up again if you want, really. But
No, I'll save it for when it's,
okay. Thank you,
yeah,
ma'am.
no
Thank you. It's
problem.
gonna be one of those mornings, eh, y'all? Just okay.
No, 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 it's just,
Mm, mm.
you always tell me not to abuse my gifts, so
Okay.
I'm gonna
Okay. Well
I'm
then.
gonna save it for when it counts.
Well then. So, folks, we've got as I said, we've got a dope show plan. We're hanging out today with Jonathan Hedrick. He's the writer of the smash hit, the Recount dropped last year, eh?
Mhm.
Some dope stuff. Um, Currently writing got a Kickstarter project, Caffeinated Hearts. But you know what?
I do try, Inja.
Let's bring him on. Let's let him tell us all about his dope projects, everything he's got
Hey,
going on.
Justin.
Good morning, Justin. So let's do it. Let's bring him on. Jonathan Hedrick, everybody. Hey,
Hey, thanks, guys. Thanks for having me on.
thank you for coming on and hanging out with us today on the House of Nerds show. Folks, for those who don't know, Jonathan Hedrick is award-winning writer. Award-winning. The winner of the 2021 Nerdy Award for Kickstarter of the Year of Capable.
Yep, I got it framed right there on the wall behind my desk. So
amazing. We might get a peek at that a little later on. I don't want to spoil anything, but I thank you so much for coming through this morning. As I mentioned to you earlier, we've been looking forward to this since having you on the news a couple months back. You're doing big things these days, man.
Trying. Yeah, the hustle's real for sure.
Okay. So, we branded the show this week Comics and Coffee.
Yes.
Comics and Coffee. We thank everybody, for coming out, waking up with us on this lovely Sunday morning. So, Jonathan, I got to ask, what do you got going on, my man?
Well, right now I'm sipping my coffee from my Steak mug. Steak is a comic book written by my wife, Francesca Fantini. So a little promotion for her first. And Steak, the trade paperback, is out in stores right now. So if you haven't read it yet, please go out there and check it out. Ask your local comic book store. And this isn't like a forced plug. I actually do drink this coffee from Comics on Coffee. This is based out of Fort Myers, Florida. It's a woman-owned small business coffee that they offer a subscription service where they mail it to your house.
Mm-hmm.
The owner, Tanya Scholl, does the artwork on the coffee. Let me try to show it again. This is like their dark roast.
I'm gonna zoom you there. Let's see if we can get you.
I got that bad glare from. So they have a different themed. This is like a zombie one for the dark roast, and there's different flavors. And I mention it because you can actually get a digital gift certificate for Comics on Coffee through some of the rewards on my latest Kickstarter, Caffeinated Hearts.
Okay.
So we really wanted to tie in. It's a comic book, a slice of life comic book that takes place in a coffee shop. So we wanted to have coffee be a part of it, like the whole experience. So it's a really unique campaign, and I'm really excited for it. So thanks for letting me come on and talk about it.
For sure. I'm a big coffee guy. Probably drink way too much of it myself. I've had to cut back because I was it's disgusting the amount of coffee I was drinking.
I think I'm there too, man.
But I love it, man.
Yeah.
It's just, I don't know. There's nothing that beats just that the smell, the aroma, the fresh brew.
Right.
So what kind of coffee are you drinking this morning?
This is a dark roast.
Okay.
I kind of dabble. I don't want to drink the same thing over and over again. When I go to Starbucks or Dunkin' Donuts, I usually get whatever the seasonal thing is, just so I'm not constantly drinking the same thing and being like a robot. But I'm trying to wean myself off the creamer because that's where those hidden calories are.
Okay.
But I'm down to a splash. One day I might be able to just get to no creamer at all. But there's a reason why the coffee is made in these different blends, so you can taste it, and you can't taste it if you add too much of all the other extra goodies to it. So
absolutely, and I'd be lying if I didn't say I'm not a little disappointed to hear that you put creamer in your coffee.
It's just a splash.
Okay, just a splash. You heard it. Just a splash. Myself, I'm a proponent. I'm adamant that coffee is meant to be drinking black.
I agree.
I don't put anything in it. It's been like that for several years now. I just it takes away really from what the coffee is meant to be, in my opinion. So I enjoy it black. But at least you're not the quadruple sugar, quadruple creamer that Elle is over here.
Oh, no. I'm all or nothing. So at home I drink black. But if I go pick up coffee, I'm the same. I pick up seasonal. So right now I have a salted caramel cold brew because that's what's in season right now. So
why not?
But if I'm at home, I just do black. Mostly because I always forget that I buy creamer and then it goes off and I'm like, well, I guess I'm stuck.
And one thing I like to do is I take the pre-made cold brews and I pour that in ice cube trays, and then I freeze the cold brew, and then I crack open it and dump the frozen cold brew ice, and then pour cold brew on top of that. So as
so it
the
doesn't
ice
get diluted. Yeah.
exactly. So that's when you know you have a problem.
My man is living in the future. No, I hope you guys paid attention to that. I don't know why. I've never thought about that, but that's pretty smart.
I learned it from someone else. I learned it from this coffee shop down the street from me. I can't take any credit for it, and I'm just spreading what was so freely given to me to everyone else.
For sure. I love a good cold brew.
Yes. Yeah.
I live up in Toronto, so we got like 10 months of like winter. So I only drink it like in the summertime, really.
Yeah. I'm the complete opposite from you.
Yeah.
I'm in Florida. I have 10 months of summer, and sometimes I don't want to put a hot steaming mug of coffee in my face. You know, it's like, oh, get that away from me. And I'd rather just have a giant cold brew. So
have you ever tried the nitrogen infused?
Yes. So
I love it.
Good stuff.
Good.
I'm going to segue to something else a little. So I apologize. Speaking of comics on coffee, because they're in Fort Myers, and so is Scout Comics headquarters. Comics on Coffee has a cold brew station inside of Scout's headquarters where you can like literally on tap pour yourself cold brew coffee. Whoa. I've been there twice. I was just there a couple of weeks ago with Francesca, and I had to like stop myself after 3 of them. Like if I have more than, and I was getting like 3 16-ounce cups of this cold brew. We were there for like 5 or 6 hours doing whatnot shows and signing things. And I realized, I haven't had like just water in like 12 hours. So I should probably hydrate. But it's so good. And that stuff, you don't have to add creamer to at all. It's just so smooth with that nitrous. It adds like a foamy froth to it.
Yes.
Oh, so good.
Yes. You hit the nail. That's what I love about it. Is so for those who do like to have like the creamer, add the creamer to the coffee, the nitrogen infused, it almost gives it like a silky, creamy, almost not so much frothy, but just a texture to the coffee. I love it, man.
Yeah,
I live by them in the summer. That and ice caps in the summertime as well too.
Yeah, that's nice.
I don't know what you guys call them in the States. We call them.
Yeah, I was like, what is that?
And a nice cappuccino.
Yeah.
No, it's too sweet for me.
Yeah, it is. It is a little on the sweet side, but I indulge in the summertime. So
I'm like a degenerate. I drink cold coffee all year long. I'll buy hot coffee and then put it in the fridge. Like, but I'm like notorious for. I saw this TikTok, which I know, whatever. But I saw this TikTok, and the lady was like, I guess she was getting made fun of because she'll buy like a venti, and then it takes her all day to drink it. And I was like, I didn't know that so many people did that, because I'll buy a venti in the morning, and then like I don't finish it until nighttime. And the coffee I'm drinking right now is actually yesterday's coffee because it takes me so long to drink.
At least they're not letting it go to waste. I mean,
oh yeah, no. And then sometimes if I'm really feeling it, I'll like make hot coffee and pour my cold brew in from the day before.
Oh man,
don't let it go. Don't let it go to waste.
Day old. I don't even know what to say to that, Elle.
I know.
Wow.
I know.
Wow.
I gotta pace myself. My stomach isn't set up to consume, not anymore, multiple cups of coffee.
That's good though. Yeah. You don't have that gut rot coffee stomach that I got going on all the time.
Oh man, it sucks getting older, man.
It does.
It sucks getting older. I mean, back in the day, 3, 4, 5, 6 cup of coffee didn't affect me.
Yeah,
nothing. Yeah. Now it's like clockwork. Hey, I gotta say, I dig that mug, Jonathan. Excuse me. Yeah. Steak, folks. A dope vampire book from David Byrne and Francesca Fantini. Another Scout book.
Yep. That's how we met, through the Scout community and everything. So
look at Scout putting out dope comics and making love connections. Man. You
That should be their like company slogan. Yeah.
Oh man, that's great. For everybody who's watching at home, if you haven't, let us know how do you take your coffee? Do you take it black? Do you put a little bit of milk? Do you put a little bit of sugar? And feel free, guys, to shame the people who put anything in their coffee. I mean, we're gonna keep it 100% on the show this morning. We're curious how you find folks at home.
And they kickstarted the Jessamy. That's how you say it, right?
Yeah, Jessamy. That's the their spinoff kind of like prequel series for steak. So yeah, that's current. I get to watch Francesca draw issue 2. So that's pretty cool.
That's awesome. Yeah. That's awesome. So Jonathan, speaking of coffee,
yes,
you've got a dope new Kickstarter project, Caffeinated Hearts, which is live right now. And we do have folks in the link. We got the link to the Kickstarter campaign in the description of this video. So we invite you to check it out. I backed it. Elle, did you back it?
Oh, I was probably like one of the first people.
Thank you so much.
Trying to put you on the spot. You one of the first, yeah.
Yeah, I've said it before on the Nerdies. Like, all of your campaigns have hit. You said that, and the packaging, everything, like, and the actual product, such good quality.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Yeah.
So we're looking forward to checking this out. We're gonna. I've got the promo vid.
Yeah. Please play that. I'm really proud of how that turned out. I can't take credit for it. I hired a video editor for that. It's the second time I used that video editor. He's fantastic. If anyone in the chats wants to know who it is, I can send you his Facebook profile. Reach out to him, because if you're a creator and you want to have like a high quality Kickstarter, and I'm sure you could use the video for other things too, like if you just need it like as a, I don't know, whatever. He's awesome. So
okay, so let's play the video. Let's check this out. Here we go.
Coffee, a wonderful elixir consumed every day around the world. This beverage has blended many lives over countless ages.
Good morning.
From simple origins to complex concoctions. Its magical powers are limited only to the amount poured. Now step inside, let the sweet aroma of freshly ground beans submerge your senses. Have a seat at your favorite table. Your barista will be right with you.
all right.
Great.
Yes.
Great promo. I gotta say, that's what sold me. That's what sold me.
I was stunned when Nathan sent me that back. I was like, oh my God. I literally gave that guy only 7 pages of the comic book to work with, and he got that out of it. I'm like, the animation of the cars flying in the background, and the music, and the voiceover work. So he's from Australia, and he gets other people to help him, but sometimes they do accents. So that's, like a British accent.
Yes.
And if anyone's wondering, like the mood of the comic book, that all that dialogue is actually what I wrote just for the first page. So to give you a feel of how the beats and the cadence of the comic book is going to be, that's actually the first page of how it will read. So really proud of that video and the project altogether.
For sure. So I'm going to tell you guys right now, when I'm reading Caffeinated Hearts, I'm reading it with that British accent. I said, that's a great touch. Mm-hmm. And it sounds very much like, who's that British actor who was very popular like in the 2000s? Oh, you're good with this stuff.
That was before my time. I'm not
oh man, you better stop playing. what's he been in? It'll come to me. But,
Okay.
But so it looks like a futuristic set in the future. Can you tell us a little bit about Caffeinated Hearts, what it's about, all that good stuff?
So it follows the barista that you saw in there. Her name's Elle. Her full name's Emerella, and she works at this coffee shop that's set in like the cyberpunk backdrop. That's not cyberpunk is just like the setting. It's not anything to do with the story, but it's 4 vignettes, 4 stories that take place around this one day in the life of this coffee shop. And the 4 stories all have their own separate moods and flavors, if you will, and it all just ties in together. So kind of like I want to say how Pulp Fiction told a bunch of different stories, but it's not like Pulp Fiction.
Okay.
And they just tie in together. I think it's going to be a great comic book that you just kind of set on your coffee table and just flip open, just enjoy Stefano's artwork. We have great. I let him have a couple of great splashes, a couple of double page splashes, just so he can really flex, his skill. So I love working with him. This is the 3rd project that we've worked on together. And I think people really dig it, especially if you're not a fan of coffee. It's still a great story. It's flexing a little more of my romantic style. I never try to do the same thing twice. So I hope everyone digs it.
I mean, I'm sold. I'm honestly very much looking forward to this one. Comics and coffee. It's a marriage, I think, made in heaven. I'm not sure why it doesn't happen more often than it does, but I mean, it's so Caffeinated Hearts, 4 vignette style stories. Okay, and this is a one shot, Jonathan.
Yeah, it's a one shot. There could be potential for follow ups, but we'll see how it goes. But this is a complete story. You'll get everything in this one issue. Fantastic artwork. I think it's just something that people can share and kind of just it has that escapism that I think a lot of people need in comic books or in desire in comic books.
Absolutely. I think that's one of my favorite things. One of the beautiful things about comics is you just kind of you leave everything behind for that time, and the best comics are the ones that you just kind of truly get lost in, and then
exactly
in the moment and just enjoying whether it's the art, the story, the combination of the two. And I'm gonna go back to that trailer, man. Just absolutely sets up the vibe and the mood, and even the music and everything. Really dig. I might hit up that creative. Can you do that for my life? A trailer for my life? I don't know.
Have someone narrate it.
It was great, man. Well put together. So here we've got
you got
a couple different variant covers, eh?
Right. So the one on the left, that's done by Deborah Lancinese. She's another Italian artist. So is Stefano. Deborah is the artist on my other comic book, Quicksand. So I asked her if she would want to bang out a cover for me, and she came up with this awesome little cover that's just part of just the vibe. These 2 characters aren't in the comic book, but it's a romantic story. And she nailed it with this, those heart straws right there. Yeah. And then the cover on the right is Tanya Scholl, who is the owner of Comics on Coffee. She's the one that was shown. I showed you the bag of her coffee. She did this cover for Caffeinated Hearts, and she also is the owner of the company that you can buy. You can get a bag of coffee for pledging some of those rewards. So she knocked that one out. And that's Emerella, the main character that's in all 4 of the vignettes within Caffeinated Hearts.
Okay. Pretty cool. I understand now. So main character's name is Elle. Elle. Is this she was pushing me hard on this one. I have a feeling I understand why now.
No, I'm to be honest with you, I saw the cover and the main cover and the interiors, and I mean I was gonna back it anyways, let's be real, but But I love this art style. Like
Yeah.
obsessed with it. And that main
Wow.
cover is just so good. Like visually, like just everything. It's
Yeah.
everything. So
Yeah, Stefano kills it. I mean, I learned over the projects we've worked on just to let him do what he wants. My art direction is very limited. I don't try to box him into a corner. I don't give him small panels to work in. I give him lots of splashes, and he does pencils, inks, and he watercolors it.
yeah, it's so good.
That's watercolor right there.
Oh, really? Eh?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, so every one of these pages is a masterpiece, in my opinion. He could put any of these pages in an art gallery and just, people would just stop and gaze at it.
That's impressive. I would have guessed it's done digitally. The coloring.
Yeah, it's all watercolor.
Wow.
Yeah, he's super talented.
Yeah, I love this art style, man. Right on my alley. So you've collaborated a couple times with Stefano, eh?
Yep, that's right. So our first book was Freak Show Night. That's a zombie book. We kickstarted it, and then it got picked up by Second Sight. And then most recently, The Space Cadet, which is through Scout's All Ages imprint, Scoot. That came out in January. And yeah, and both of those books, by the way, are available as add-ons in this project too. I want people who are fans of either Stefano or me or us working together to be able to get the previous projects we've worked on together. So yeah, you can add on the main cover of Freak Show Night, and we have 3 of the Space Cadet covers: the main cover, the coloring book cover, and the VHS variant cover.
Oh man, that's pretty cool. I didn't even see that, to be honest. I got so excited. I just I pledged the digital without even realizing you could also get, guys, the Freak Show Night.
Yeah, and Space Cadet.
And Space Cadets. Wow, that's pretty cool. So if you haven't already, folks, there's your opportunity. Yeah, I mean, I'd like to check out Freak Show Night. I didn't realize that was a zombie book.
Yeah. So it's pretty funny. All of our projects are all completely different genres.
Yeah.
Freak Show Night's this gory zombie book. Space Cadet is this like fairy tale, read it to your kids before they go to bed. And Caffeinated Hearts is just this romantic slice of life coffee shop book. And last night I was working on the first like 10 pages of Stefano and I's 4th collaboration, which is going to be another completely different genre. So yeah,
that's great. A lot of variety in your writing. No 2 books are the same, clearly. Was that done kind of intentionally, or?
Yeah, it's that's kind of how I like to work. I mean, I love like zombie stuff. I could do zombie stuff all day long.
Yeah.
But I'm in the comic book game for the long term. I want the publishers who are looking at my work to say, oh, this guy could write multiple titles for our properties. Look, he has a variety of things. He's not pigeonholed in one genre. He doesn't do just only this. So I want someone to look at my catalog of titles and be like, okay, what of his skills matches our what we do at our publisher. So and that's why not everything is recount, or yeah. All my titles are different, and it keeps things fun and exciting for me. Helps my creativity. Now, I wrote the Space Cadet, trying to decompress from writing the Recount. It's a heavy book, and I needed something completely different, and Space Cadet was born out of that.
Space Cadet. I think we'll get to that in a. I think I got a screener somewhere. I did want to ask you, Jonathan, how did you get into comics? Long time reader? Would you have a favorite comic growing up? Favorite superhero?
Long time reader for sure. Like I remember picking up my first comic book off the spinner rack at the grocery store. They had it strategically placed by the checkout counter, and I was a big Ninja Turtles fan. I was watching the cartoon show, and I saw the adaptations of the cartoon show on a spinner rack, and I had to have it. I mean, I was a kid that had a Ninja Turtles shirt for every day of the week. I had the bed sheets, the curtains. My wall was painted green. I had all the toys. Cowabunga all day long. I could have just ate pizza all day. And so through the Turtles got me into comic books and learning that medium. And slowly, I graduated to heavier material, if you will. I'm an 80s child by birth, but a 90s child for how I got shaped.
Yeah.
And in the early 90s, we had Batman the animated series on in the afternoon. Mm-hmm. We had X-Men the animated series on. We had the Spider-Man one. Those things drove me to more comic books. Sure. I remember a friend telling me, there's a comic book that they're just ripping these episodes straight from the comic book. And I'm like, what? I could get more of Days of the Future Past? What are you talking about?
That was a great time. So that was my era as well. Yeah. That was, my big love, X-Men, the animated series. And like you said, man, you get to be able to go back and read the original stories. I mean, it was just like the best of both worlds.
For sure.
Really. And I was laughing earlier because I had a set of TMNT bed sheets as well.
I think we all did. Yeah.
I had them up until maybe about 10 years ago. I did it. They weren't my main set, but I kept them around for nostalgia. And they were like, by the time I threw them out, they were like so thin that
translucent
bed sheets. But man, I was a big TMNT fan as well.
Yeah. I still am too. I'm not reading the most current stuff. I wish I had time. I have a big reader stack. I get to it when I can. But if I ever got a chance to write a Turtles book, that would be a dream come true for sure.
For sure.
Definitely.
Do you have like maybe like a story in mind? Like, do you have something?
I would probably flex and want to create like my own character. That's what I think everyone does. Every time everyone gets on Batman, they always want to create a new villain to be put in the rogues gallery. I love the idea of more turtles. So I would probably try to go with something like that.
That's cool.
Yeah, it all depends. I'd have to catch up to the current continuity as well. So
I don't read much. Turtles these days. I have been reading the Last Ronin, which I think is
I'm up with that which is awesome. I mean, that was a love letter to the diehard Turtle fans for sure.
I think I've said it a bunch of times on this show, but issue 1 of the Last Ronin, I think it came out late 2020, was probably my favorite. So apologies. Clearly, I've got the window open. We've got, man, this is the thing about Toronto. As soon as you get half decent weather up here,
people are outside.
The city goes nuts.
Yeah, I bet.
But the Last one, number one of my favorite, probably my favorite single issue of that year. Just it was great, man.
So great good.
Stuff. Yeah. Favorite TMNT character.
I was always a Donatello fan. I always identified as a nerd before it was cool to be a nerd. I'm kind of a hipster nerd, I guess. I liked how I was a kid that just wanted to stay in my bedroom and read, I did sports by, because I had to do it, It's like, okay, I'll go out on the baseball field and sit Indian style in the outfield until, in case one of these kids accidentally hits a home run.
Oh man.
Well, I like to be inside and reading. That was my jam. So I identified as identified with Donatello. I love the tech stuff. I liked how he made gadgets, and I think I always felt like Michelangelo was kind of like the easy one to like. You know, he was the party dude, and I get
Mhm.
it. Yeah. Raph was just a little too edgy for me.
For sure.
Yeah, and Leo was just too of a Boy Scout, you know. But good, you know, good on those creators, Eastman and Laird, for having create those four guys and make them, you know, someone pick. You know, you can have a favorite one. That's awesome. You know.
That's funny. I always defaulted to Donatello because my full first name is Aldana, and so I was like, oh, we're like the same person.
Yeah, there you go.
But I couldn't tell you anything else about the Ninja Turtles. My 10-year-old went through like a hardcore phase when she was like 4, and she had like all the turtles, and she knew all the differences between them, and I'm like, oh, that's so cool. Like, yeah, that's cool. But I zone out. Her favorite movie is like number 2, the live action.
Oh wow, with Vanilla Ice.
Yeah, and she still watches it to this. It's like her comfort movie, and I'm just like, okay, listen. I still have not seen it, but go in your room and chill. It's cool.
That's good. Yeah, and it's also, you know, good on them for having it stand the test of time. You know, they get new generations of fans every 10 years. So
yeah, the 3D shows like on Nickelodeon, even those are like I've seen maybe the one that came out like 5 or 6 years ago. I liked it.
Yeah.
I feel like I gotta add a poll to the
do you know how?
I'm gonna try to figure it out. So we're not very techy here.
Yeah.
On the
No.
So we recently figured out how to add the polls to the live. So I'm gonna try to add that. Maybe you guys can do your thing. But I always, you know, I love hearing people's, you know, that was one of the fun things growing up with the Turtles. You know, you're role playing as kids, you're with your friends, and you know, everybody wanted to be the you know, they wanted their guy, right? You know, I think you hit the nail on the head though. It was easy. A lot of kids, I felt like they gravitated towards Mikey. I was a Leo guy, to be honest. I was a Leo. That was my dude.
Yeah.
That's
interesting.
Hey.
Let me Google Leonardo traits.
So while I'm trying to add that poll option there, you can take the lead on this discussion with Jonathan Hedrick, writer of the Recount and Caffeinated Heart, folks.
So let's throw up. So the Recount did get picked up for production, right?
Yeah, that's right. So there's a director attached, Peter Landesman. Really excited that, you know, he is the director attached to it. People aren't familiar with him. He directed a movie with Will Smith a few years back called Concussion, about the NFL and a medical doctor, kind of like bringing to light how a lot of these athletes are coming out with some serious brain damage. He's all his movies he's done is very you know, bioepic style, based on true events. So this would be his first movie that's based off of, you know, fictional story. And yeah, I think he's ready for it. He has a co-writer that's also military. I'm military, and so is Peter Landesman and his co-writer Nick Jones. So I can't wait to see the first treatment of the script. I took a step back, letting Hollywood do Hollywood's thing. So they can let me chime in when they're ready for it, if they even want me to. But I know they have copies of the comic book. I personally sent Peter Landesman signed copies in a slab. So hopefully I get a cameo. But but yeah, it's still hasn't sunk in yet. You know, I think I have to like see maybe some casting news or a trailer for it to be like really real for me. But it's super cool. I mean, I've been in the business for a couple of years, and to already have anyone mention a movie about one of my IPs is just more than I could ever ask for.
That's gotta be crazy. So, you know, first, congratulations, man.
Thank you.
Congratulations. That's big time. That's dope. It's gotta be. I mean, I would think it's a creator's dream to have their books, you know, optioned, and so it's being adapted into a feature film.
Yeah, live action feature film is the plan. Yeah.
Okay. So, folks, the Recount, one of Scout's biggest books, man, crazy stuff. Can you, for those who might not be familiar, let us know what Recount is about.
Yeah, so it's what I like to call an anti-political thriller. It's no agenda based, and it's about this president who was impeached, found corrupt, and during his resignation speech is assassinated by someone on his Secret Service detail. And then shortly after that, the conspirators of the assassination come out to the public and say that that was only the beginning, and they're going to go after anyone that helped put that president into power, including the people who voted for him. And they release that information, the voting information, to the public and encourage people to assist them with carrying out their plan. And it's a very high-paced, fast story over 4 issues. You could read it in one quick sitting. The trade's out already, and they it's for fans of like Jack Ryan, Tom Clancy, but actually has a little bit of like the Purge vibe to it.
Yes. I'm so glad you said that, to be honest. I thought, I was wondering if I was the only one. I got it's a really great blend of the Purge, and I thought like maybe Jason Bourne or Tom Clancy.
Yeah.
You know, it's got that crazy fast-paced action, like just boom, boom, boom. You got helicopters in there, tanks, car chase scenes, you know, the like the machine guns and all that good stuff. Just I thought it was entertaining, and yeah, like it could live in a universe
right
similar to something like the Purge, eh?
It's made to be grounded in reality and have this eerily, this could happen potential to it.
Yeah,
which is again reflected in the characters, because there are so many people I just like, I don't know if I want to punch you or like just have a talk.
Yes.
And I did like that it's like, it's very much, you don't all like, all the sides are like kind of blurred. And I think a lot of times, especially in like today's climate, people are quick to like really push a certain agenda, and the fact that the agendas are like so muddled in this is, I felt more authentic, because not everybody is all, you know, one way. And so it made it harder to be like, what character am I rooting for, you know what I mean?
Yeah that, and I'm really appreciate that, Elle, because that's what I was trying to go for. I wanted to make sure people didn't think that a lot of pain was taken to make sure that this was not agenda based, that no one would see it as, oh, this is one side of the aisle or the other, and it's intended for you to come up with your own opinion on it. So I'm glad to hear that someone got that out of it.
Oh yeah, for sure. There's no, for lack of a better term, there's no hero in this book, in my opinion. I think it's just, you're telling a story with these different characters and sides kind of converging, and this is what's happening, going on in this universe that you've created. Pretty cool.
Thank you.
So that was a conscious decision on your part to
absolutely
not lean towards any kind of political side.
Definitely. Yep.
I guess hence the anti-political thriller, as you put it.
Exactly. Well, you know, at the beginning, I was calling it a political thriller, but then I started getting people go, you know, when I'm trying to do like an elevator pitch at a con or whatever, and they're like, you know, back to the escapism. You know, people want to read comic books to escape. You know, there's a lot of people that are into politics, but I think more people hate politics, and I think people that don't like. People that do like politics also don't like it, you know? So you win people over more, I think, with calling it an anti-political thriller. Because that's what it is. It's about how terrible politics actually is, and how no matter what side you choose, it's going to be the wrong side, in my opinion. I'm apolitical. I registered as no party affiliated. It's hard for me to vote in many elections. So yeah, that's my agenda, if you will.
Yeah, that's cool. I think
Which is
it'll work.
ironically how I feel most people should issue by issue, not full on, but
Right.
it's America.
Exactly.
So we had a question from the audience. Kaiser Jose, thanks for coming through, buddy. Is the preamble a one shot?
It is a one shot, yeah. And
Okay.
thanks for that segue. The Recount preamble is a prequel one shot to the first volume of the Recount. It's available for pre-order now at your local comic book shop. So tell your LCS that you want that copy and the retail incentive cover by Brian Silverbacks. I saw the list yesterday of how many different incentive covers or exclusive covers there are, and I was stunned. I'm like, oh, wow. But yes, it's a one shot, but I'll tell you this. It's a one shot that's going to have elements that will lead into the second volume. Mm-hmm. So someone asked me like the chronological order to read this in. I say still read the first volume, then read the prequel, the preamble, and then you're going to want to go back and reread the first volume and see all those little things, and it'll make sense how things are tied in. It just really flexes the mythos and gives it more background to the Recount and the purpose of some of these characters' decisions. And then it's and that was intentionally done, this prequel, before we did the second volume, just so there's more, stuff to chew on before we start the second volume, which I do have a second volume. I wish, guys, I could pump them out month to month, but it's not going to happen in the indie world where I'm still financing the entire project. So bear with me. I hope to get the second volume out sometime soon. But yeah, this cover right here is by, I see some people in the chats mentioning the cover. This is by the interior artist, Ruben Gil, who is a phenomenal Spanish artist. So if this cover, is anything to say about his art, wait till you see the interior stuff.
Oh, he's doing the interiors as well. I see that now. Yeah. Okay. So this one shot set before the events of the Recount, is it focused on, I believe, is Pontus? Is that correct?
Yes. Yep. Pontus was the former vice president in the first volume. So it focuses on his story. It's 36 pages, and it's a meaty one shot.
That's hefty. It's
hefty. Yeah. I'm really proud of it. It's it goes through. It begins in 1963 and leads up to about 4 years ahead of where we are now. So it's goes from like 1963 to 2028. It's an interesting timeline, and it's again fast paced. I think there's like a different setting every 4 pages. So I knew I did something good when my editor, Andrea Molinari, who edited the first volume, he was like, "This is phenomenal, Jonathan." And to win him over, I was like, "Okay, at least you like it, and if no one else likes it, I'm okay with it. At least you like it, Andrea."
Is he a tough nut to crack to impress?
Yes.
Or
he's always like, more, Jonathan, more. I'm like,
okay.
Damn it, I don't want to do any more.
So that's great news. We have this to look forward to, and this is dropping May the 18th, correct?
Yep, May the 18th. Yeah, and which is great timing because that is the Wednesday before MegaCon. So if any of you all are coming to MegaCon in Orlando, Florida, I'll be there the weekend after this drops. So hopefully it drops on time. You know how things can be in the indie market, but I know Scout has made some adjustments to make things print on time recently. So hopefully this one does drop sooner. Tons of exclusives. I should have an exclusive there at MegaCon. So make sure if you're in Central Florida, head out there, please, in May.
Awesome. We got a question here from Justin Smith in the live chats. Of all the work you've put out into the world, are surprised that the Recount is your most popular? Or did you get the idea for it and we're like, holy shit, this is good?
Thanks, Justin. I'm not surprised that it's the most popular. It came out in a very timely era of our lives, which was a happy accident. I came up with the idea back in 2019 when I just saw I kept on seeing people flashing their political parties on bumper stickers and t-shirts and hats so freely, knowing that how hated other people are towards that side. And I wondered what would happen. Would we still do that if we knew there was consequences to who we voted for? What if we were set in a world where if you picked someone to be president or any political party or political position, or even like a judge, and they started doing something wrong, you were held accountable because you put them in power. I mean, we have a very easy way out. You voted for them, but you don't have to tell people who you voted for. And if that person turns out to be a shitbag, then hey, no, it wasn't my fault. I mean, how was I supposed to know? But what if there was consequences? Would that change your opinion on who you voted for? Would you do a little bit more research, or would you still vote on someone just because of a clever meme that you saw on Facebook? Yeah. So that's what how the recount really its origin story for me was.
What I liked about that was that it should have felt Orwellian, but it was true. You know what I mean? Like it should feel like it's a dystopian kind of vibe to it, but no, like really I can go on your Facebook right now and see, everybody, everything you've ever liked, etc. And that so when I was reading it and when it got to that part, I was like, oh, this should feel like eerie, but it's like
true.
freaking true. Yeah.
Yeah.
Crazy times that we're living in, man.
It is.
Wow.
So.
I just, before we move on from the recount, I wanted to give both myself and Elle, we commented on how dope the lettering is in this book, man.
Yeah, so the lettering on the first volume of the recount is done by Christian Doko-Lemansky. Okay. He's from Chile. He also works with me on Quicksand, and he lettered Freak Show Night. I love Christian to death. He's a great sounding board when I need, just to vent my frustrations. He's extremely professional, and he's not just a letterer. He's actually an inker too. He gets more work nowadays as a letterer, since a lot of interior artists are doing their own inking. But he's a great artist. He's a great letterer, very professional guy. Give him a follow on social media, and he's a great letterer. I will say this about these particular pages. Some of the actual sound effects were done by the interior artist, though. Gabriel Nunez. He drew that splut and the womp and the bang bang.
That's great.
Yeah. And that's Gabo's style. He'll sometimes draw the special effects too, which occasionally gets him in trouble. We're like, well, now we want to change that SFX, so you're gonna have to redraw
that. Man. That's great. But I've really come to appreciate good lettering game, and just the little touches like the sound effect of the chopper, or even like the.
No, this shit bubble right here is like, I love a full use of a bubble, and it's so good.
That's Christian all the way right there.
Yeah.
Yes. Yep.
Great stuff. So shout out to the letters and the inker you were saying, or the artist.
Yep.
Yes. Great stuff. Are they the whole team returning for volume 2?
Unfortunately, volume 2, I'm not sure who. If I had my way, I would bring everyone back from the preamble. Ruben Gill, the interior artist, Lorenzo Palombo is the colorist, and Joel Rodriguez is the letterer for the preamble. Too much time, unfortunately, passed since the first volume, and everyone's doing other projects. Gabriel, who is original artist for the first volume of the recount, is very, very talented, very popular, and he's getting more work than he can handle. I don't mean to say that in a bad way. It's he's not going to be hurting for work.
Okay.
Sunil, the colorist on the original volume, is coloring Quicksand with me. And as I mentioned earlier, Christian is also the letterer on Quicksand. So those guys are busy, not just on my other project, but with other projects too, in between issues of Quicksand. So if I don't wait too long, hopefully I'll get everyone from the preamble to do work on volume 2, which would be ideal because not only, as I mentioned before, the preamble is not just meant to give some more background to the first volume, it also actually helps to lead into volume 2. So I'd like to keep that style. That'd be ideal.
Cool. So folks, remember, order the preamble one shot. It is available to order from your shops. Scheduled to drop May the 18th. Very much looking forward to that. Jonathan, so you got some other books, as we mentioned earlier.
Yeah.
Award-winning book, Capable.
Yeah. Hey, that's the frame. There you go. Good.
What do we have there, folks?
So that's my nerdies, and that's also to the right. That's from Comic Chat Authority for Capable winning one of the best indie comic books of the year. Capable. Love that book. Quick little elevator pitch for it. It's set in a world where one day people that are handicapped randomly begin to gain superpowers that are opposite of what their disability was. So there's 4 issues of Capable out now. Issues 5, 6, and 7 are in different stages at the moment, and that will be it. It's a 7-issue run.
Okay. So 7-issue run. So I read it, and for whatever reason, I thought it was limited to a 4-issue series. And I got to the end of number 4. I said, "Oh, it can't end here.
No,
it can't end here."
Definitely not ending at 4. Yeah,
Okay.
4 is a gut punch for sure.
Man,
that's what I like about Capable. I'm having fun writing it because I think it starts off, this fun high school story. It has a lot of, in my opinion, vibes from the 90s Robin ongoing series and Teen Titans. Then it just slowly progresses to this, superhero life is not fun. I was heavily influenced on Into the Spider-Verse with Capable. I had saw that back in like 2018 and was like, oh man, I want to do something like that, but different, So
I gotta say, for those unfamiliar, so Capable started off with kind of light, fun, and then, not that it's not fun anymore, but I gotta say, it gets progressively heavier and darker. Not what I was expecting. Man, you're taking it to some.
I went there. Yeah,
you went there. You're taking it to some heavy places.
I'm not trying to compare it to Invincible as far as like Invincible's popularity and success, but I'd like to say that the progression of the story is similar to Invincible. So
definitely agree with
thank you. But also shout out, I love Invincible.
Invincible is pretty cool. Al, this is one of your favorite Kickstarters, yeah?
Yeah, this was actually the first of your books that I read.
Thank you.
And so what you were saying with your range earlier, with how they could look at your portfolio and be like, well, he does a little bit of everything. And I'll say this, that like each of the stories feel different too. Like none of them feel like, oh, here he is writing the same story again, just a different genre. Like they all feel unique to themselves. And but Capable is probably my favorite.
Thank you.
It's one of the first ones I read. I was, obviously there's always going to be a little hesitancy because when you're dealing with certain communities and stories, but it's very tactfully done. It's obviously well researched. And it's like it's depressing, but like in the best way. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it's like a good a good sad.
Thank you.
Mhm.
All right, I appreciate that. Yeah. The current editor on Capable, she has cerebral palsy, so she's helps to filter out anything that I might do or write that's inappropriate or offensive or inaccurate. So it's very important to me that this is not a book with me on a soapbox preaching to a community that I don't identify with, but still relatable and, lack of better words, an ally to that people with disabilities. Because I think from friends and people I've spoken to in that community, a lot of stories are safe. That's safe. All right, this is cool, but it's too Disney for me. I appreciate they have a guy in a wheelchair, but it's too kid friendly.
Yeah.
This one is meant to be like, all right, there's people. Let's stop shying away from the idea that there's disabled people in the world. We don't have a token disabled person in this comic book. It's just this is just how the world is. We live in a world where there's people with disabilities. And what if those people started gaining superpowers? What would they do with it? And some people would not do the right thing with it. So,
and you even touch on hidden ones and invisible ones, which I thought was very important because so many times people are visual, quick to jump to assumptions and stuff. So that was very cool too.
Yes, yeah. And that's kind of how the helped with the progression of this over the 7 issues. First we begin with the visible disabilities, in a wheelchair, amputations, and it's slowly going to get to those harder to see, harder to realize. Oh, that is a disability, huh? Yeah, issue 4 gets dark. I hate to tell you this, but issue 5 and 6 is really dark too.
Wow.
But issue 7, I can't wait to see 7 in print. I'm really happy with how it's gonna come full circle, and it's not gonna be a sad climax. I think it's gonna be a great wrap up to the series, and I'm super proud of Capable. I wish this one had as much exposure as the Recount, but I get it. I get it.
Is there somewhere where folks can able to order perhaps a digital or maybe even physical copy of Capable?
Yeah, I believe the first 3 are available on Comixology, but don't get me started with what they did with their platform. I know that's a whole nother topic. I tried to submit things again after they changed things, and I was like, what is this? But yes, the first couple are available, or 2 or 3 are available on Comixology digitally. I'm going to place some raw copies on my website soon. And I know I've had some support from retailers on some of the previous pledges, so there should be a few out there that have copies as well in their store that they could potentially sell you. But yeah, it got picked up by Second Sight, so I'm trying to hold off on doing another Kickstarter at the moment. But depending on when they can launch or when they can solicit the first issue on with their publication stamped on it, depends on if and when I do any more Kickstarters for Capable. So if it gets too long, if they're like, okay, we're not going to do issue 1 until 2023, I'm like, all right, I need to make my money back on 5, 6, and 7.
Yeah.
So I'm going to start putting this on Kickstarter. So I'm waiting for that. But
okay, so that's great news. So if folks are patient, I mean, we can get the physicals from Second Sight publishing of the first. Great news. I think the more people who kind of access to this story. I mean, again, folks, it's not what you'd expect, or at least it wasn't for me what I expected, and it gets dark.
Second Sight, they've been putting out a lot of dope stuff too.
Yeah, they have a good variety of diverse titles.
Very.
Proud to have Freak Show Night came out with them, And then my collection of all the Freak Show stories, Freak Show Kingdom, came out through them.
I think we got a slide for Freak Show. So these are the other. So Space Cadet, Freak Show Night, and so this is your many-time collaborator Stefano.
Yep.
On these books, yeah.
Yeah. Space Cadet and Freak Show Night. Stefano and I both worked on those together, and those are the ones that are available as add-ons and caffeinated hearts if you want, all the stuff that him and I collaborated on.
Okay. So Freak Show Night, zombie book. Maybe a description of the two books for us.
Yeah. So the Space Cadet's about this little boy who just dreams of going to the moon one day. He's like obsessed with it, and he wishes really hard. And one night he wakes up and he's on the surface of the moon, and this mysterious astronaut just gives him this real fun tour. They get to drive the lunar rover, and he tells him, how much work you're going to have to do when you get back home to be an astronaut one day, but you can be an astronaut one day.
Okay.
And what I like about the Space Cadet is it's 100% one-page splashes. It's written and drawn to be like for an all ages book. I wanted kids to take this book and like tear out the pages and like thumbtack them to their wall.
Okay.
There's collector covers for the collectors, but then there's this is for kids.
Yeah, that's awesome. Okay.
Thank you. And then Freak Show Night, set in my interconnected one-shot zombie universe. This is about a man who was a convict all his life, and now he's on the outside during the zombie apocalypse, but he's still figuratively in a prison still. So he's trying to survive during the zombie apocalypse, and he's trying to make atonement still for sins of his past. So it's a cool little one shot. If anyone has read my previous chapter, Freak Show Princess, you'll see some interconnection between those two titles.
I'm a big fan of zombies, so I feel like I'm going to have to check this one out, man.
Yeah.
Are you more of a Romero zombie fan or a 28 Days Later?
Romero. I like slow crawl zombies more than fast running infected zombies.
There you have it, folks. If you need any more proof that Jonathan Hedrick is a gentleman with a good head on his shoulders,
right.
There you have it. Same. I'm an old school. Give me the slow.
Yeah.
I feel like to me that's scarier, man.
It is.
Yeah. Well, not that I don't enjoy the new wave of zombie flicks, but
right.
Those original Night of the Living Dead, man.
Yeah, definitely. That's what got me into it. That Tony Todd remake of Night of the Living Dead. I think I saw that on Elvira's midnight, theater thing she used to do on USA or something like that. And I was hooked. I was like, all right, zombies for the rest of my life now.
My man Ruben coming through, old school zombies. I agree with you, buddy. Have you checked out? I saw recently. I was scrolling. Apparently, there's some Dawn of the Dead TV series or something. Or
I think so. Yeah, man. There's so much TV out right now. I think we're in an age where there's too much TV.
It's true.
I'm finally caught up on Peacemaker, and I was like, it was hard for me just to get through not that it's not a bad show, it's just finding the time. Like, where did people? I would love to watch more stuff, but man, when I have the time to sit down and watch TV, I have to make sure it's something worthwhile. So that Dawn of the Dead show might have to be placed on the back burner for now.
I know,
because I'm behind on this latest season of Walking Dead, and that was my jam, and I'm behind on it.
Oh man, I'm still all the way back on that one season.
With
the fight with Negan.
Oh yeah.
I'm still all the way. And it's funny, I'll be like, I'm gonna catch up this weekend. I'll watch one episode and then forget about it for like another week or two, and then I'm like, I need to catch up.
You're like 5 seasons behind now.
Yeah, I'm like super behind.
Yeah, I fell off on that. I was a big fan of this show as well. I couldn't keep up with it. I think I'm probably maybe 6 or 7, and then I just what are they, like 11 or 12 season now?
I think this is the 11th. Yeah.
And I've been rereading the deluxe,
Same.
which is really fun because I forget all the small things that happened in the original run, and then seeing it in color, it's such an exciting, like, different experience again to experience it again.
Yeah, I'm doing the same thing, and I'm enjoying Robert Kirkman's little, like, notes in the back of every issue too. His little commentary on each issue is not just entertaining, but it's also educational from being a writer. I'm like, oh, I've read some things that he put in, like, his notes. I'm like, oh, good, I do that too. So maybe I'm doing something right.
Did you read that Rick Grimes, the alien one, the one in the sky?
Yeah, I heard all about
so
that.
So ridiculous.
That's awesome.
It was so good.
Yeah.
What's going on there? Fill me in.
Oh no, it was like that Skybound X when they did, like, the anniversary run where they had all the different stories in it. Like last year, right?
So when it goes back to when he was originally pitching Walking Dead to Image, they were like, oh, it's just another zombie book. And he's like, oh, okay, well, it's a zombie book, but later on we find out it was aliens that did this. And they're like, oh, okay, blah, blah, blah. But he lied. And so he just kept on, like, kind of like hiding it. Like, okay, the alien part's coming up. The alien part's coming up. But he just kept on, like, pushing it until it was its own success, and he didn't have to do the alien thing after all. So that the thing with the Skybound X is just kind of like a nod to him saying that
aliens,
Okay, that's hilarious, man.
It is good on him, and it also goes to show how tough it is to get your comic book published. It is not easy. A lot of people come up to me and like, how do you get into comics? I'm like, a lot of blood, sweat, and tears. It's heartbreaking, when you get those rejections, and it's like, why can't they see what I see in it? And there's just a lot of stuff. There's in people's faces right now, and you have to make a lot of noise.
There's a lot of content in comic books these days. A lot. I mean, the good thing is there's something for everybody. There's a flavor for everybody. But at the same time, I mean, perhaps maybe the market is a little oversaturated right now.
I agree 100%. It's oversaturated, which is a good thing. As long as we get people going into comic book stores, supporting those small businesses and supporting the artwork, that's fine. Saturated all you want. But I think that's going to require force the need for more publications and more ways to get comic books out there. Which is why it's so great that we have Kickstarters, Indiegogos, digital platforms, and people can hustle their own comic books at a con. They don't have to be published. They can pay for a table, and they can, beat the street and, sell their comic book, in hand like that. It's no one's stopping you from making a comic book. A printer doesn't say, oh, well, who are you published by? You got the money, they will print your comic book.
That's it.
Or you can go to Kinko's and you can staple it in the center if you want to. Nothing's stopping you from making a comic book.
Okay. Jonathan, you're living the dream, my man.
Trying.
Living the dream. And I did manage to get that poll up. I'm curious to see where we're at.
The turtles?
Now. Yeah. So wow. We've got 44% of the voters saying Raph is their favorite turtle.
I can see that.
31 for Donnie, 19 Mikey, and only 6 for Leo. You guys, come on now. Leo, man, come on.
I'm surprised about the Mikey thing. I'm not surprised about the Leo.
I'm rocking the Leo blue, man.
Yeah.
Very disappointed, folks. Man, okay. Only no love for Leo. I think I might have been the only one. That 6% was my vote. Oh, really? It might be sitting at 0. Oh man, Jonathan, thank you so much for coming to hang out with us. Had a great time with you. Had a great time. So remember, folks, we do have the link to Jonathan's current Kickstarter project, Caffeinated Hearts. The link is in the description of the video, and I figured it was Jude Law.
Jude
the
Law,
narrator sounds
yes,
like
yes,
just
it
like
does
Jude
sound
Law.
like him.
Yeah,
Yes, good one.
so
He was in a lot of movies in the 90s and especially 2000s.
absolutely. So
Yeah.
I'm very disappointed, Al, that you could not figure that one
Sorry.
out for me. My goodness.
And thanks to everyone who has backed the project. I was keeping an eye on the comments. I saw the people saying that they backed it. Thank you so much. I really do appreciate that.
Yeah.
You're helping to make a comic book become a reality. So can't appreciate it enough.
We're looking forward to that. You've got 1 week left in the Kickstarter campaign.
Ends Friday night, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So a little less than about 5 days. So
Okay.
Please consider it if you haven't done it all yet. And we're hoping to get funded in time so we can talk about some stretch goals and give you guys some free stuff. If you backed any of my Kickstarters before, I give away a lot once we get funded. But we got to get there first. Got to make sure we can publish print the comic book first and mail it out to you.
Okay, you heard it, folks. Go out and back. This is quality content you're gonna get, no doubt about it. I mean, what more do you want? Comics and comics, marriage made in heaven, in my opinion.
Yes, yes, indeed.
Looking forward to that. Thank you, Jonathan. Excuse me.
Thanks, guys.
Jonathan, for coming to hang out, and we look forward to having you on the show again.
Absolutely, yeah, anytime.
All right, my man. Cheers, and have a great Sunday.
You too, guys. Have a good one.
All right. There you have it, folks. Mr. Jonathan Hedrick, writer of Caffeinated Hearts, the Recount. Man, I feel like the Recount. I mean, it's made for like to be adapted into a film.
I think sometimes books can feel like they were written to be adapted, and this didn't. This felt like it would make a good movie or TV show without feeling like it was written to be adapted. You know what I mean?
Oh no, fully agree. I didn't mean to say that it was like written for the purposes.
No, I got you.
But it's
for sure.
It's one that definitely would fit, something like being made into a feature film. Man, ooh, all this coffee's got me like a little. This is a bit, little jittery right now. I think I might have had too much cafecito this morning, man. You never told us, what are you drinking this morning?
Yeah, it's okay. It's okay that you have pay attention. I said I was having a salted caramel cold brew.
Oh, okay.
From yesterday.
Oh, that's right. I listen. I almost removed you from the stream. I said from yesterday. I said,
look, if I sat here and really drank like a full venti, it would hospitalize for sure.
Oh my goodness, man.
No, not farting one. I don't have a gallbladder, so when I drink like a coffee, it feels like somebody's stabbing me. Like as soon as it hits, it feels like I'm dying. But I love it. I've been drinking coffee since I was like 10.
Oh, Juan's back in the chat. Hey, ¿qué pasó, hombre? I haven't seen you in the chats. Where you at? Where you at, homie? Where you at, my man? We're gonna have a talk. We're gonna have a talk later. Juan, my man. Hey. Kaiser, I hope I'm pronouncing Kaiser Jose. Oldest siblings tend to like Leo the most. I guess that would make sense. Leo's my favorite. I voted for Leo. So it looks like Kaiser, me and you are the only ones who voted for Leonardo. He's the best. He's the best turtle. Let's just put it out there, folks. I'm very disappointed in you guys. Let me go back. 41%. For Raph, 35 Donnie, 18 Mikey, and only 6% for Leo. Wow. Wow, folks. Okay. What else do we have planned? We don't want to.
No, let's do a quick news.
Oh, let me hold. I gotta queue up all that stuff.
Oh wait,
you gotta. Oh my god.
Let me know how many times you guys want that to play
man
in a row.
First of all, I gotta clear the studio of all this stuff.
While you're doing that, let me do the let me do this real quick then. So the FOC for West of Sundown is tomorrow. So for sure, go ahead and order that at your local shops or through Sergio. And let me tell you, I've already had a chance to read it. We're gonna do an advanced review probably. And it's like a Vault's own attempt at like the Universal Monsters like universe, kind of. You know what I mean? With the vampires and the Frankensteins and werewolves and all that stuff. And so it's they're pitching it as like a vampire western. And I'll tell you guys, I'm not into westerns. Like it's not my thing in comic books, but I read this one so fast. It was so good. And then the idea that they're opening up the world to so many different monsters and stuff is very exciting. How they're doing it is really cool. Tim Seeley, Aaron Campbell is writing. I think this is his first writing credit. He's usually on art. So exciting stuff.
Okay, so FOC's Monday, tomorrow.
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna check that one out. We've had this advanced copy for like, I want to say a month at least.
Oh, have you?
Man. Oh my gosh, folks! I'm just to let you know that's all out. That's not me.
Why? Come on now. He said, make sure my face is on the screen as much as possible.
No, don't put me on the spot. So let's get into House of Nerd news now. Here we go. Alrighty, you know the big one, the Batman, estimated to have a 120 million plus opening weekend. We're not gonna get into spoilers, folks. I'm not gonna do that to y'all fine folks. But if you have watched the Batman, let us know in the chats. What did you guys Hey, the Fresh Princess. I gotta be honest. My heart was a little broken. I was a little disappointed. I hadn't seen you all morning, but thank you for coming through. I understand. We gotta grind in the 6. You know,
not sure if that's her or not, though. We don't know who's running their accounts.
Okay. But thanks for coming through, Fresh Princess. You know, gotta represent Toronto, the T-Dot. The Batman. I saw it last night. I'm curious, for those who've watched it, what are you guys thinking, man? Did you guys enjoy this or what? I guess you haven't watched it yet, eh?
Wow, okay. Maybe I have. You don't know.
No, I know. You're a hermit. You don't go outdoors. Stop.
Yeah, so the Batman is estimated to have a 120 million plus opening weekend.
Yeah. Aaron Hall, the car chase in the Batman blew my mind. It was incredible.
Wow, spoiler alerts, there's a car chase?
Stop it. There's not a spoiler alert. Stop. Don't do my boy Aaron like that. Don't try to embarrass Aaron. Listen, the car chase scene was incredible, man. Listen, I don't want to. I think the best way for me, I was not blown away by the Batman. Okay, that's where I'm at right now with the film.
Oh, that means it was amazing. Very excited.
Wow. Okay, all right.
You're a harsh critic sometimes. Sometimes I feel like
so. I don't get caught up in like the overhype, like, you know, everything is a masterpiece.
Do you think the pizza was sitting too heavy on your stomach, maybe?
No, ma'am.
No. You one bit that pizza, one bited it, and
oh man. I will say, so we got Ruben saying Dano as Riddler was his favorite performance. Dano as Riddler was dope. But for me, if I'm being 100%, my favorite performance easily was Colin Farrell's as the Penguin. I want to see more of that, man. I thought he was great, and if you didn't know, you couldn't. There's no you couldn't tell it was Colin Farrell. I really enjoyed his performance. Um, everybody's gonna have their own opinions. Check it out. It's, I'm not saying is not good. It's good, but I think to be honest, I got caught up in a little bit of the hype. Just right, because when this was announced, my expectations were always a little tempered.
Oh, see, I've had Batman and the Batman muted for a few weeks now, so I don't have any level of expectation.
Yeah.
I am waiting, but I guess we'll get into that on the next story.
Yeah. Yes, we will. So Juan is saying overall the Batman surpassed expectations. And then Aaron's got overall a good movie. I like Pattinson's Batman. Yeah, I liked it too. It didn't. Again, it just for me, he didn't blow me away. It was just it was just okay.
Fist fights, Aaron. I'm gonna have to mute you, my guy. Fist fights and car chases.
There you go. You don't even need to watch it anymore.
But wait, are there ungloved fist fights too, or are they all in costume? Don't tell me. Don't tell me. I don't want to
know. I will say my favorite Batmans are still Batfleck and Keaton by far.
You're not into the Clooney, the hard nips?
No, ma'am. No.
Bruce Wayne is in it. Aaron, out of here. Get out.
Forget it. He's getting the hard band.
The hard band. So, the Batman is a part of WB's Project Popcorn, which is the 2021-2022 program where the releases release either simultaneously or 45 days after theatrical release. So it should be on HBO Max approximately April 19th. So just in time for something special, maybe.
Oh, the Project Popcorn. That was the thing where they were releasing simultaneously streaming and in the theater, eh?
It's that or the 45-day window.
Yeah.
So the Batman falls under the Project Popcorn.
It does, eh?
Yeah. So technically, unless they and honestly, if they do change it last minute, it's gonna look bad on them because a lot of people have it's already been promoted that it was 40 in the 45-day program, so
yeah,
that would kind of suck. But also you made 120 million, you know what I mean? Like chill, like release it when you said you were. So
really, for those who don't want to watch it in the theaters, it's not really, it's only like 6 weeks,
yeah, I'm waiting for it to come to streaming because I just This is the first Batman movie I haven't seen in theaters, actually. This would be the first one.
Sorry?
This would be the first Batman movie I haven't seen in theaters.
Oh, you haven't seen, eh? Mm-hmm. Oh, man. Okay. It's tough. I feel like movies like this, they're meant to be watched on the big screen. I'm all about the theater experience, getting the sound and the big screen. So
it's just logistics, between COVID and like babysitters and stuff. Like it's more convenient for me to watch it at home now. I've come to accept that over time.
Yep. So Cookie, you don't have to wait too long for the streaming, April 19th or thereabouts. Yeah. And my man Carlos is in the house. Hey, I always love it when this guy comes through. You're watching it today. I'm curious to hear your thoughts, man. I was pumped for it to enjoy it. Yeah, I'm gonna. So I said that I wasn't blown away by the Batman, but having said that, I do want to watch it a second time. I'll probably go watch it on Tuesday or something. Solidify how I feel about it because I'm not too sure right now. Yeah, the wait isn't too long. You guys, it'll go by like that. Just hopefully you don't get hit with the big spoilers, man.
And lastly, Matt Reeves announced a couple days ago that the other series that's tentatively in production for HBO Max is Arkham Asylum inspired, outside of the Penguin series.
Oh, I did hear that.
Yeah.
So I had to let that marinate for a second. I did hear
I
that.
was like, did I say something wrong?
No. I was like, yeah. So no, but I think the Penguin, there was a couple shows announced previously, the Penguin and Gotham PD, right?
So this
Gotham
one,
PD apparently.
Mhm.
Sorry, go ahead. Yep.
No, I'm just saying that Penguin and the Arkham inspired one are specifically HBO Max series. So I'm not sure if the other one, where the other one is going,
Oh,
because I think I
okay.
also heard that I heard rumors about another one outside of the one about
The Cops, Gotham PD.
yeah.
Yeah.
So when they announced this one, I'm like, is this an announcement or is this the same, the
I
same
got
thing
you.
about the Cops? But he made it sound like it was like a new, oh no, these are the 2 new series on HBO Max. So
Yeah. So they're really, the Matt Reeves Batverse is like no joke. So
Mhm.
they announced the Gotham PD, which is a set before the events of the Batman. So year one Batman, right? The
Mhm.
corruption in the Gotham Police Department. The
And he's been
Penguin.
attached to Batman since Affleck was still supposed to be doing it. So
Sorry,
like huh?
I didn't catch that. What'd you say?
Reeves has been attached to, the Batman project since Ben Affleck was still attached to it.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
I would assume that a lot of these productions were well on their way to, being done, or not done, but being in production actually, because they've had so much time to sit on it.
Could be. So looking forward. Like I said, my favorite part of the Batman film, to be honest, was the Penguin, his scenes, that performance. So I'm hyped to get a TV show, which is apparently the Penguin series is set right after the events of the Batman. And then, as Al said, the one that's newly announced is the Arkham Asylum inspired. So,
Which would be cool if they did like an anthology series, like every episode was a different,
yeah,
like a person committed there, but not like the obvious villains and stuff. That would be cool. But
okay. Kravitz was excellent. Kravitz was cool. She was cool.
here we
I
go.
like that. I like that. But yeah, it was all right. It was okay. I need one more watch, to be honest. I'm not sure, but I'm curious to hear Elle's mid thoughts once she watches it April 19th.
And they'll for sure be mid, because when I tell you the only thing I'm here for is Pattinson and Kravitz, everything
Okay.
else and it's crazy because everybody keeps saying, oh, their chemistry is so crazy, but to me, Robert Pattinson always looks like he doesn't want to be somewhere. So like whenever I see like the photos of them together, even on the red carpet, I'm like, it doesn't really look like but maybe the chemistry is better on screen.
Do you want my honest opinion?
Nope. So
Yeah.
moving
Okay.
on.
Wow.
No.
Wow. All right, I'm out.
No,
I'm out. No, I'm out.
I think I kind of get. It's okay, guys. I can bring him back.
Hey, I don't
Oh,
like that
ew!
man.
You're
That's
the one
ugly.
who.
Why you do that? Don't do that.
Don't do that.
Keep it professional.
Can you?
Oh my gosh.
Oh my
What are you
gosh.
doing? Oh, you're embarrassing us. You're embarrassing us. That's the news, folks. Where's
Is there an outro?
That's the end. There you go. Yes.
And then if you want to go ahead and roll that very brief Copper Drop intro just to.
Are we doing Copper Drop?
Oh, yes, it's very brief.
Big ups. Copper Drop time, baby. Copper Drop. You know what it is. Where?
Oh, whoops. So little snafu on my behalf. I forgot to make a banners for So last week we
Wow.
Sergio's
We're gonna have a
pick.
meeting. We're gonna have a meeting with this.
Sergio's pick of Rogue Sun won.
So
Ryan
unprofessional.
Parrott, parallel to the Radiant Black universe. Go ahead, Serge. What were your thoughts?
I will. But before last week we had Jason Lowe, the Toronto homie. He was actually the one to choose the Copper Drop. Rogue Sun being the winner. My pick. Shall we get into it? Shall we get into it, Elle? So maybe for those new viewers at home, how it works. Each week we pick a book to read from the new releases. Okay. And we read it, we give our opinions, and myself and Elle, we vote whether the book is a cop, good, or a drop, maybe not so good. So our pick this week was Rogue Sun from Ryan Parrott. Elle, do you want to throw up those banners?
Nope.
Interesting. No banners ready. No credits, eh? Okay.
Let me see.
We'll have a meeting. So Manny right off the bat is saying Rogue Sun is an automatic cop. So a little background on this. Rogue Sun is set in this superhero image verse that Image is trying to create now. I think it's part of the Radiant Black universe, and I think they're dropping some other titles. So Rogue Sun being set in that corner of the Image universe. From Ryan Parrott, colorist is Chris O'Halloran. Who's the artist on this one, Elle?
It is a person.
It's a person
who makes art, believe it or not.
Keep stalling while I pull up those credits.
O'Halloran, which of course is why the coloring is so good. Love some O'Halloran. And Abel. And I'm gonna say this: I loved the art in the interiors.
You did.
The interior art is dope, but yes. I'm gonna let you finish though.
Yeah, I'm still looking. Keep stalling.
Okay, well, let me just give my opinion real fast.
There you go.
I will say this isn't necessarily in my wheelhouse. I felt like it was a little juvenile, not poor writing, just wasn't something that I see myself reading continuous after this issue.
I got you. Okay, so the artist is a gentleman by the name of Abel. First time, I'm not familiar with his work. First time. So, my thoughts, honestly, man, I mean, I go into books with, I try to go in anyways, no expectations or not knowing very much. Almost like a clean slate, if you will. And this one, I think the best way I can put it, it didn't grab me. Rogue Sun, it didn't grab me. You got a main character by the name. So I'll give you a bit of a synopsis. Main character by the name of Dylan. He is the son. He is the son of a fallen superhero by the name of Rogue Sun. So we find out early. Rogue Sun meets his doom. His son is kind of set up to take his mantle on what's the word, unwittingly, right? So it's kind of the origin story of the second generation Rogue Sun. But for me, I thought this was it just me, Elle, or was this Dylan? There was no redeeming qualities for him. Very unlikable character, and this is supposed to be like the superhero, and I'm like, what's going on here?
Sorry, 1 second, Serge. We got an audience request.
Wow. So yeah.
I agree. I don't think it's not even that. Like, obviously, we know there's going to be character growth. Obviously, we know the character is going to go through a hero's journey.
Yeah.
But at this point, it's how many different times are we gonna do the same journey? Just tweaked, especially within this one world. You know what I mean? Like this is parallel to Radiant Black. So assuming you're reading Radiant Black and Supermassive and all these other stories, and so to see, I don't think it's necessary to see each and every origin story, because origin stories for superheroes are generally more or less run of the mill, same formula. So I'm not interested in learning the genesis of yet another character.
Yeah. And Aaron Hall has a good point. It honestly is pretty much what you would expect. It's another kind of run of the mill superhero origin story. And so for that reason it didn't captivate me, it didn't blow me away, it didn't, now
Art again,
I
loved. I do. O'Halloran is one of my favorite colors.
Oh, for sure.
So I love how he brought like that. He has like this kind of faded, muted tone to a lot of his work. And so on a lot of the pages, especially the pages with architecture, obsessed, love it. Character work, the coloring and stuff, or even Abel, the main artist, like it's cool, but I just don't. But all of Radiant Black is cool to look at. So, but it's just not necessarily something that I feel compelled to read.
That's probably the best way to put it. Are you compelled to read the next issue? And for me, to be honest, no. So I mean, not to dwell on the negative, but for that, I'm gonna vote it. It's a drop for me. It wasn't bad, guys. It wasn't bad. It didn't captivate me. Do I wanna grab number 2? And so I'm voting drop on this one, Elle. What are you saying?
It's a drop.
It is a drop for you as well, eh? Wow. We don't do that too often these days, eh? Dropping books, but
and again, like you said, it's not bad. I just don't think I'm the intended audience.
Yeah. I think perhaps there's something there. You know what? I felt bad because did you read Ryan Parrott's letter afterwards? Clearly this is a passion project for him. He's been, what his career has been leading up to. He's been wanting to create new characters in a new universe, but
interestingly, him and Higgins have both written like Power Rangers and stuff like that. Yeah. So it's interesting that they're using the same people to write these stories, because it all kind of feels. I mean,
we cheesed Manny. Adioso, amigo. Ciao. We'll see you. We'll see you never. Maybe. Shit. Oh man.
We love Spider-Man here, though.
We do.
Manny, come back.
We do love Spider-Man. Don't. Come on, guy. Go easy on us. Hey, you know what we do here? We keep it 100% with y'all. We keep it honest. No finessing over here. So, Manny, just for you, I feel like in an upcoming Copper Drop, we're gonna do 2 Spider-Man books. So no matter what. But
you know what? I think Radiant Black and like Rogue Sun, Supermassive, I think are excellent jumping on points for new comic readers and younger comic readers, because it's kind of like they're getting in early on something that has the potential to be something huge.
Yep.
And so that's very exciting. I know my daughter she's like on issue 3 of Radiant Black now. So like it's very exciting to see like younger people get excited about the potential of the universe. So that's very cool.
Okay.
But I just don't think I'm into team books at this point in my life right now.
That's fair. I'm kind of on the same page. Superhero books, to be honest. So maybe just we weren't the intended audience there, eh?
So
what's next? So for the second half of Copper Drop, we're pitching to you guys a book each, and Elle, who's going first on this one?
Whatever the next slide is.
Whatever the next slide is. Oh, hold on, let me.
I guess it's you.
Wow, shenanigans. What's my pick? I don't even know.
Oh, Little Monsters.
Little Monsters. Okay, Okay, folks, listen. I think easily, this is the best, or should be the most hypest new #1 coming out next week. Written by Jeff Lemire. All right, Dustin Nguyen. They teamed up on what was it, Batman and Robin recently, right? I feel like they've done a few different books together. But here's the pitch, folks. Here's the synopsis. They are the last children on Earth who also happen to be, you guessed it, vampires. For longer than they can remember, these child vampires have lived a life of eternal wonder against the ruins of humanity. But shocking events fracture the group and set them on a path of discovery that will shatter their innocence forever. Dun dun dun. Lemire, Nguyen, look at that beautiful watercolor style art. I would maybe not watercolor, but it's got that vibe to it. I didn't realize it's black and white, eh? Ooh.
Oh yeah, with color splash.
Ooh, color splash. Ooh, okay. And look at my man Samurai. See, you're a gentleman of refined taste. Clearly. You know, big. You know me. I'm a sucker for a good vampire story. Curious to see what Lemire does with this genre, and Nguyen's art is like mint, yo. So that is my pick. Pretty straightforward. Elle, what you got going on?
So I'm gonna go with "Hit Me" #1 from AWA by Krista Faust. She also did Bad Mother, which is one of my favorite AWA books, and Peepland for Titan Comics. It's about it's about a sex worker who might be a dominatrix, and she gets into some stuff one night, and now she's on the run, and she has to help, well, not help, but solve this crime before she takes the rep for everything.
Okay.
And so Krista is actually in real life also a former dominatrix and stuff, and she really brings that intensity to her comic book work too. I don't know if you've ever read Bad Mother, but it's one of the best crime stories I think in recent times, in my opinion.
Whoa, okay.
But I mean obviously Lemire, but also how many times can you read a coming of age story? They just have fangs this time.
Hey, why is hold on, go back. Why is Kingpin in there on the left?
You know how AWA does sometimes with their likenesses, and then that Catwoman.
Mel Gibson on the right with the gat.
Also remember that these are the variant covers and stuff, so the characters kind of look different. But even on the inside, she doesn't look like AWA sometimes falls into this whole trap of relying too heavily on likenesses. But
Mike Deodato does that often with his characters, man.
But I saw some other interior shots that I couldn't get good shots of, but they don't look so similar that it's jarring. Because I've been having a tough time reading Fourth Man because the likenesses are so strong that it takes away from the story a little bit.
Yeah.
So
there's a fine line. Like Bad Robots did that as well, for damn near all their characters. So yeah, I don't know. I recognize the artist from that A cover there. He did the Layla Starr. What's his name?
This is the Ingrid Gala, and then yeah, DeCall.
Jeff DeCall. Yeah. Yes, thank you. So it looks like Cookie's kind of got sharing your opinion.
I've been waiting for this story though, so I'm personally very excited for it. I'm probably gonna end up reading Little Monsters too, anyways. But in terms of something different, I look forward to this. I like a good hard crime story. Krista Faust, I love her, so I look forward to reading it.
So, folks, there you have it. Go ahead, ma'am. Didn't mean to cut you off. No, go ahead.
No. If you want to go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I mean, pretty straightforward. You got your two picks there. You got Al's and my heater with Lemire and
Again, another coming of age story
Ma'am,
from Lemire.
It's Lemire. It's Lemire, madame. It's Lemire. So drop your votes in the chats there. Let us know which one we're copying. What are we reading? What are you guys gonna read along with us? You guys have the power here. You know, what are we doing? I know we saw a couple votes earlier for the Lemire joint, but I haven't seen anything for him yet. So you know, I think we're on the
Emmett,
right
it's
track
not a
so
coming
far.
of age story with vampires in it. I think it is.
Oh man. Yeah. I think you said Lemire. You can't. It's hard to pass up on him. You know what I mean?
That's exactly what I mean. It's gonna be there the next week and the next week,
Listen,
and the trade
listen,
will come out, and the trade hardcover for the trade will come out.
Film Noir. I'm getting sick and tired of your shit. One of these weeks, you gotta make a pick, dear. Okay?
Oh no, she picked. She chose
Who should pick?
me.
Oh, she did. Okay, I'm not mad. She finally. Thank you. You finally. You know, usually she's just like, I want to cop both. Madame, you gotta pick one. And
Ruben,
she went with
who has been helping you with your Catwoman reads? Come on, pick a side. Pick.
I'm
my
going to
side.
have to withdraw. Oh, Ruben, that's a cop out, bro. You know, I think finally is the hard ban is coming. The hard ban. You've been pushing that for a minute, so
I would never ban Ruben unless pending his next comment.
I've been waiting on Little Monsters. That's my pick. Thank you, Cookie. Cookie's a real one.
You want to know why I'm not as excited for Little Monsters? It's because I got so hype about what's the furthest place from here, and I just don't. For some reason, tonally, it feels similar, and I can't get that out of my head, and I don't know why. But I don't know if it was something I read or a preview page I saw or something, but I was like, tonally, it kind of reminded me of that. And honestly, like right now at this point in the year, I don't. It's fuck these kids. I don't care about kids. I don't want to read about kids. I'm gonna be real. I don't want to. Maybe in the summertime. But right now, it's not my thing.
Okay, I got you. So it looks like Elle, we got more votes for the Lemire joint. So Ruben coming with the violence this morning. Hey, this guy. My goodness, buddy.
Go ahead and run that block. Run that band.
So folks, we're gonna read Little Monsters from Lemire. So you know, as always, this is how we want you to read along with us, and then come hang out next week, and we're gonna share our opinions with you guys. We want you to share your opinions with us. That's what makes this show so much fun. You guys make this show so much fun.
Oh, we have a very special guest next week too. So
we do.
Yeah.
We got a guest next week.
Yeah.
Who do we got? Why am I drawing a blank?
We don't.
We don't?
No. It's going to be a classic.
What's going on next week? What do we have?
Nothing. No, it's like the regular show format next week.
Ooh, wow. We haven't had
Yeah.
We had Jonathan Hedrick this week.
Mm-hmm.
Last week was Jason Lowe.
We'll get into crossover.
Yeah. Before that, who do we have? Zarit.
And Baker.
Baker. Man, we've been on fire. Check out those previous episodes if you guys haven't. Yeah, so next
Oh, wait, Ruben's back in. Is it too late?
Oh, he's unbanned. Unbanned. But will you ignore his messages in the private chats? That's to be seen.
Sure.
That's to be seen. That's to be seen, ma'am. Yeah, Cookie, we're taking it back, just regular, just myself and Elle. Just gonna hang out.
Unless the house divides before then.
Hey, what's going on with that?
Why you call me out?
I'm putting it out. Like, yo,
you called me out on that.
What's going on with the Discord you're supposed to set up?
Yeah, I gotta. You know what it is? I thought like starting a Discord would be so easy. Like, oh, I'm just gonna open it up and then do this. But then I'm like, gotta think about the landing page and all that. So I've been working on it behind the scenes. It should be up by next Sunday.
Next Sunday.
Next Sunday, announce it. We're debuting.
Don't do that. Don't because then it's not gonna happen, and then you're letting the people down. And Like,
I'm actually because of we're doing a classic episode next week. I won't have to invest any extra time into anything else. So I got you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So am I playing? Here, where was it?
Oh, Mel, we have a top secret Discord. Now, but I will have to make a new Discord. That would be a lot of fun. We use Discord for organizing for the behind the scenes part of the show, but
ooh, Al, why you sound like that?
Yeah, if you want to go ahead and take that video down.
I will. My goodness.
Oh, I would hate to have to throw back up the
So, folks, we're gonna set it up for you. We're gonna set. I was gonna set it up. That's how you, madam.
Mm-hmm.
That's how you. Hey, thank you guys for coming to hang out with us, man. Thank you guys for coming to hang out. You guys make it a blast, honestly, man. You guys were live, as always. Coffee and comics, man. Chill way to start the Sunday, no?
Mm-hmm.
Man, but I had too much coffee, so now I gotta go deal with that. Is that it, folks? Is that it now? Am I playing the outro?
Yeah, play the outro.
Is it that time?
Mm-hmm.
There you have it, folks. Please remember to smash that like button, man. Hit that like button if you're digging what we're doing. You know, help us out here. Every week, 11 a.m. Eastern, 8 a.m. Pacific. We have a great time with y'all. You guys are the best. Till next week.